Hey guys, my name is Alexandra Loren, and if you are new here, I am a sales professional and a life coach. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to budget and save in your 20s. So lucky for me, I did have a skill that was pretty valuable and I was able to make some side money from it. If you haven't seen my other videos, I was a programmer for a while as well as a web developer. So I was making websites on the side for people and getting cash from it. So that's partially how I was able to pay for college, that and looking for scholarships. And I will make a video on how I finished school with no debt. Don't worry, I'll get there. But so I was able to make some side money, which is how I got the car that I have. If I was not making that side money, I definitely would not have gotten that car because it's expensive. And factoring in everything that I pay for the car, it's ridiculously expensive. If I wasn't making a high amount of income, I would not have gotten the car. So prefacing that before everyone's like, you're not frugal, you're not following the tips, or you're the percentage of my income, it just makes sense for me. But I do want to talk to you about how you can budget and save in your early 20s or just all throughout your 20s. I'm still in my I'm not in my mid-20s yet. I'm in my early 20s. So I'll just kind of go over like what I've done and stuff like that. So a big one, if you can live with your parents, then do it. I know that's not an option for everyone. And I know a lot of people are in a space where they do really, really want to get away from their parents and live on their own. But if you have a good relationship with your parents, or you have the parents that will let you live there rent-free or for a small amount of rent, do it. Especially where I am at, the cost of living is absolutely insane. The rent prices are through the roof and have literally doubled within the past like 7-8 years. It's extremely expensive to live where I live. So for a lot of people in my area, housing is insane and you can't save if you're throwing all of that money away every month in rent. But so if you can, try to live with your parents or live in, with some friends, or just any way that you can kind of get your expenses low while you're in your 20s before you have any sort of commitments, anything like that. Don't have kids. Kids are insanely expensive, and in your 20s, there's no need to be having babies. I know a lot of people want to start families young, but if you are not in the financial place to do so, don't do it. It's going to make it extremely hard for you to save and extremely hard for you to build your finances up later on. Save as much as you can now and have kids later in life when you are more financially stable. Try to get a higher paying job. I know making more money, it sounds stupid, but making more money will help you save more money. So whether it's starting up a side business, whether it's negotiating a higher salary, whether it's getting into a different field that's going to pay you more, find ways where you can make more money. Even if it's delivering pizzas at night, do whatever you can to make more money. Don't overspend on a credit card, especially when you are buying things that you do not need, whether it's expensive handbags, expensive clothes, Supreme shirts, all of that stuff. You do not need it, and that money now is going to cost you a lot more in the future. Just go ahead and do some numbers on a Roth IRA calculator and look at how much more money you would make if you start saving and investing early. So I know everyone's like, avocado toast and Starbucks and That's not valid completely, but there is some truth to it. So spending money every day on Starbucks is extremely expensive. Coffee is super cheap. I spent $15 on some great coffee beans and it's a 2-pound bag. That makes a crap ton of coffee. So make coffee at home. If you're lazy, just get some damn instant coffee. Do not waste your money on places like that. Another thing is cut down on fast food if you can. It is very easy, especially when you are young, to spend a crap ton of money on fast food. You don't want to cook, you might not know how to cook, and it's just easy to do that. If anything, even if you're lazy, just buy frozen meals. It's a lot cheaper. Sometimes it can be even healthier, but fast food, even though it used to be less expensive, is now oftentimes very, very expensive. You can find yourself paying, $12, $15 a meal, which does really start to add up in the long run. Downloading an app like Mint or even Every Dollar, which I believe is Dave Ramsey's, will help a lot. Figuring out where your money is going is the easiest way to start making a budget. Also, look at your subscriptions and see if there are any that you can get a student discount on. So I was able to get a student discount with Spotify and Hulu, and that saved me a ton of money. Amazon also does have student discounts as well. So find different ways that you can go ahead and save and really exploit those for as long as you can, as best as you can. I know I'm gonna sound like a total hypocrite with this. Do not buy an overly expensive car, especially if you cannot afford it. So buy something that's affordable. If you genuinely do need a car, look at some cars that used to be used as rental vehicles. The cars that aren't fast, like a Mustang or a sports car or whatever, people aren't going to be schmobbing out in a Mitsubishi Mirage. Let's be real. No one's gonna be jamming in a Nissan Versa that they rented. The nice thing about these cars too is you know that they have always gone through their maintenance. Oftentimes they're very new and have low miles. My first car, when I wasn't making a ton of money before I got my Alfa Romeo, the first car that I purchased, I was able to get for $7,000, and it was only 2 years old at the time, and it had 30,000 miles on it. And it's a great car. It's still running to this day. I still have that car. Finding ways like that you can save goes a long way. Shopping at less expensive grocery stores too. So I know at times it can be nice to go to a Nugget or a Whole Foods. They're expensive. Trader Joe's is actually very, very healthy and very inexpensive as well. If you do not have one of those in your area, try a Winco or a Foods Co. You can find great deals there, and if you coupon along with that, you can save a ton of money when it comes to food. In my early 20s, food was one of my biggest expenses. I was spending so much money on fast food until I started budgeting and I realized, oh my God, you are spending a crap ton of money on food. Along with that, energy drinks. Energy drinks get very, very expensive. If anything, grab like a pre-workout if you want to take that just to feel something, because sometimes I'm just like, I need the tingle because I feel dead inside. Even getting a pre-workout, like just instead of grabbing a Red Bull, it costs a hell of a lot less money to just go ahead and do that. So if you're not a coffee drinker, find other ways. Energy drinks get really, really, really expensive. I know this isn't available for everyone because buying in bulk can be hard if you don't have that spare change. But if you can buy in bulk when possible, do so. Toilet paper and paper towels become a lot less expensive doing it that way. And doing laundry and doing your chores and stuff like that on off-peak electrical hours, especially in California, our energy can get very, very expensive a lot of the time. So just research when that is. I know my electricity company will charge sometimes double the rates during peak electricity hours. So just be cognizant of a lot of that and try to do what you can around that. The biggest thing is just being mindful of the money that you are spending. And when you can, find deals and find little ways that you can save here and there. It goes a long way. And when you start investing early, that money can really, really grow. If you start a Roth IRA when you are 18 versus even starting one when you're 20 or 23, it is insane the difference in income. It is insane the difference in the amount of money that you will have saved just starting a little bit early. Compound interest is a hell of a drug. It is literally the eighth wonder of the world. It is a magical, magical thing. So take advantage of that when you can in your early 20s. And honestly, it doesn't matter. Throw out your preconceived notions about what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be buying, and what you're supposed to be looking like. Because oftentimes you are spending money that you don't have to impress people that, who cares? Genuinely, who cares about these people? It doesn't affect you at all in the long run, and I would much rather not be in debt and maybe wear some clothes that I got from Old Navy than be in a crazy amount of debt and wearing a Supreme shirt. So just reevaluate priorities. Think about things that matter to you. For me, financial freedom and not having to work for the rest of my life to hopefully maybe one day retire at the age of 67, 68 is what I want in life. And if that's not what you want and you want to get Supreme and stuff like that, then that is all you. 100% live your life that way. Live your best life that way. For me, that's not what I wanted. So it's figuring out what you want and tailoring your priorities around that. A nice thing is getting side hustles involved too. When you're in school, if you can tutor, even babysitting on the side, along with having another job, like there are lots of different ways that you can make money, whether it be making YouTube videos, whether it be getting big on freaking TikTok. Again, these aren't the best ways, but they can definitely add up. Or writing a blog, or freelancing, creating websites. There are so many different things that you can do, mowing lawns, but they do start to add up, and saving as much as you can while you're young will really, really benefit you in the long run. So I hope that helped. And if so, please feel free to throw me a like. If you want to drop down a comment on some ways that you've found that you've been able to make money, or ways that have helped you save, feel free to go ahead and comment those down below. And if you like what I'm doing here, feel free to subscribe and throw that notification bell on. It is completely free to do so, and it really helps me out. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this helped you, and I hope that I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.